The village of Hanashi sat quietly at the foot of the mountains. A place of warm sunlight, wooden rooftops, and peaceful lives. Children laughed, farmers worked. The forge clanged in rhythm. Life flowed like a calm river. But that night, the sky broke. Then the air grew heavy. Clouds turned black, not storm clouds. And then it came. A massive shadow descended from the heavens with burning eyes and arms like tendrils of living fire. Wherever it moved, the ground cracked. Screams echoed through the valley. People ran, but one man stood still. Rio. His eyes locked onto the monster, his body still as stone. Wind tugged at his long coat. On his back, wrapped in cloth, was a blade, old but sharp as truth. He slowly reached over his shoulder. The katana slid free with a whisper. Moonlight kissed its edge.
You chose the wrong village,
he muttered. With a sharp exhale, Rio dashed forward, fast as lightning. Time slowed. Rio's eyes narrowed. His grip tightened. One breath, one step, one final cut. The katana screamed through the air. The orb split in two, and with it, the creature. A flash of light, a howl of fury. And then, silence. Ash fell like snow. The village stood in stunned silence. The children peeked from behind doors. The fires died on their own. Rio sheathed his blade.
It won't be the last one,
he said, turning his eyes to the dark mountains. The real war had just begun. The sky hadn't healed. Even after the creature's death, the air hung heavy, like the land itself was holding its breath. The villagers began to repair what they could, but Rio didn't rest. He stood atop the hill outside Hanashi, eyes scanning the horizon, katana still strapped to his back. Then, a whisper on the wind, a faint hum, like steel slicing through silence. Rio turned. From the tree line emerged a figure cloaked. Her steps were silent. She stopped 10 paces from him.
The future depends on us.
Rio said nothing.
Name's Leena,
she added. You don't know me, but I know what's coming. Rio's eyes narrowed. More of those things? She nodded.
The darkness is spreading faster than we anticipated. If we fail here, everything burns.
A silence passed between them, heavy, like two wolves deciding whether to fight or run together. Suddenly, a screech split the sky.
Its body was wrapped in smoke and bark, its limbs sharp like scythes. No time to talk. When the creature finally collapsed into ash, both warriors stood still, breathing lightly, eyes sharp. Leena smirked.
Not bad.
Rio replied.
We move when you are ready.
Another gust of wind, the scent of ash still lingered.
The path ahead is treacherous, Rio. But we are ready. We must reach the summit before the storm breaks. We navigate the ridge together at dawn, or we don't navigate it at all.
Rio hesitated for only a moment, then nodded. Two blades now, one path. The war had officially begun.
The sun barely rose the next day. Clouds hung low like a dying breath, and the trail north led only one way, into the forest of Kuroi Mori, a place villagers never spoke of unless it was with trembling lips. Rio and Leena stood at its edge. The trees were tall, too tall, their bark black as coal, their branches twisted like claws scratching at the sky. No wind, no birds, only silence, the kind that waits for something to scream.
I hear them moving through the trees. We need to go, quietly.
They stepped inside. The light faded quickly. Every footstep crunched over roots that twitched like nerves under the earth. Strange mockings stained the trees, symbols neither of them could read. Then a whisper, then another. Too many to follow. Voices without bodies. Laughter without joy. Rio's hand tightened on his katana. Suddenly, movement. From the shadows, creatures emerged. Long, pale limbs, hollow eyes, their bodies thin and stretched like torn cloth and bone.
Come closer. Feel the rot. The forest claims you now.
Some crawled upside down along the trees. Others slithered just beneath the soil. The attack was instant. The forest screamed. No wasted motion, no fear. Then, a massive creature rose from the mist, 8 feet tall, covered in moss. Its mouth vertical, filled with teeth like needles. It roared, a sound that shook the branches. Rio ran forward.
monster collapsed with a thunderous thud. Silence returned, but now the forest was listening.
We are not alone. They're all around us.
Rio looked ahead. Through the trees, faint torchlight flickered in the distance. A ruin, old, forgotten. Possibly their next step, or another trap. Either way, they moved forward, together.
The forest thinned. The ground turned to dry earth, cracked like old skin. Ahead, shrouded in cold mist, stood a structure long forgotten by time. A colossal ruin, crumbling under centuries of decay. Carvings of twisted beasts were etched into every pillar, and broken statues lined the path like fallen guardians. Rio paused.
This wasn't built by man.
Leena nodded slowly.
Or if it was built under something else's command.
They stepped inside. The air was heavy, not just with dust, but with memory, as if the walls themselves remembered what had happened here and hated them for walking in. Inside the temple hall, shattered murals lined the walls, depicting monstrous figures descending from the sky, shadows with glowing eyes, burning villages, devouring men whole. At the center stood a giant stone circle, carved with glowing red glyphs, pulsing faintly like a dying heartbeat. Leena moved toward it.
I've seen these symbols before.
This is a summoning gate, a fracture between worlds. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Three enormous stone guardians rose from the rubble, their forms humanoid but cracked, their faces blank, heads wreathed in flickering fire. Each one carried massive weapons made of molten rock. The first swung a hammer the size of a tree.
The leg is cracked, but the core holds the enchantment.
Attack the core now! The final guardian fell. Its fire died. Silence returned. But now, something else stirred.
The once flickering glyphs sputter out completely. Now the stone is cold, but not safe.
And then cracked wide open, revealing a set of stairs, spiraling down into blackness. Leena stared down. This is how they got through.
Gateway.
Between their world and ours. Rio tightened his grip.
We know what awaits us. Let us finish this.
They descended together, each step echoing deeper into the unknown. The ruins weren't just ruins, they were a warning.
The stairs spiraled down endlessly. The walls wept black liquid that shimmered like ink, whispering things that weren't meant for human ears. At the bottom, a vast cavern stretched into darkness, carved by something ancient, unnatural. Massive obsidian doors stood at the far end, sealed by chains of glowing red iron, and between them and the gate stood an army. Hundreds. Grotesque shadow spawn lined the cavern. Tall ones, small ones, some with too many limbs, others with none at all. Twisted creatures fused with metal, flame, and bone. Their bodies twitched, restless. Leena whispered,
It's a gauntlet.
The first wave surged forward, snarling beasts with blades for arms. Rio unsheathed his blade. Then we give them something to remember. They charged. But they kept coming. Flaming wolves, winged assassins, a crawling mass made entirely of screaming faces. Their blades were bloodied and scorched. From the darkness, a giant emerged, 15 feet tall, armored in obsidian and shadow, wielding a warhammer that left craters in the ground. Rio stepped forward, then stumbled. It raised the hammer to crush him, but Leena screamed, "Not today!" She hurled her final energy burst into its face, blinding it. Rio recovered, surged forward, and with a two-handed strike, carved the giant in half from shoulder to hip. The cavern fell still. All that remained was the thud of falling ash. The chains on the massive door now glowed white and cracked. One by one, they snapped. The door creaked open. Beyond it was darkness, but not empty. Something inside was awake, waiting, smiling. Rio looked at Leena. No words. They nodded. One final fight remained. The massive doors groaned open. And behind them, nothing. No sky. No ground. Just void, blacker than night, heavier than gravity. But at the center of it, something moved. It wasn't a monster. It was a god, wings of smoke stretching across the void, and a crown of horns that burned like dying suns. Its face was a jagged mask with no eyes, only a gaping mouth full of flickering red light. And it spoke not in words, but in thoughts.
You came so far for nothing.
The door slammed shut behind them. No escape. The being raised a hand. The void trembled. Darkness burst from beneath their feet, black tendrils snapping like whips, pillars of flame roaring to life. Rio moved first. His katana sliced through the tendrils with furious speed.
Your thoughts are dust.
His blade glowing with sheer willpower. He dodged fire, leapt off broken chunks of platform, and charged the creature's chest. Leena screamed, "Get up!" She rushed forward. Summoning every last spark of her light magic. Launching bolts of searing energy into the beast's wings. It roared and retaliated. Flames rained down, spikes shot from the ground. Rio pushed to his knees. He looked up, blood in his eyes, bones aching, and saw her still standing, still fighting. For him, for all of them. He gritted his teeth and rose.
No more running.
He whispered. He gripped his katana with both hands, its edge now glowing white, humming with the energy of every soul this monster had tried to consume. He ran. Leena launched one final blast to stun the beast, and Rio, with everything he had, leapt into the air, screamed a battle cry, and struck. A single perfect slash. From crown to chest, the light exploded. The creature shrieked, a sound that tore through reality itself. The armor shattered, its body cracked like glass, and in one blinding flash, it was gone. Silence. The void trembled and collapsed. Rio opened his eyes to sunlight, real sunlight. The sky above was blue. The wind carried birdsong, and beside him, bruised, burned, but smiling, was Leena.
I think we finally found a safe place.
It is done. Let's go home.
The world was safe for now, but far in the distance, a faint flicker of shadow stirred beneath the earth, because evil never truly dies, but neither do those who fight it.